Good afternoon, everyone. This is Coach Allison, and welcome to the 2025 baseball season. In today's meeting, we will be covering the eligibility requirements to try out this spring for baseball, to include paperwork, enrollment in 5 classes, and then pass at least 5 of those classes from the first semester. Also, go over the winter workout schedule. We'll go over the spring tryout schedule. We'll talk about community service, the coaches' contact info, and then we'll set you guys up for some questions via email and get your contact information. Okay, first, eligibility. Um, as far as eligibility requirements go, we need to make sure that each student athlete gets online, turns in their physical and all the required paperwork via the school link that I will show you here in just a second. Um, we also need to make sure that each student is enrolled in a minimum of 5 classes for the spring semester. Typically, that is referencing our seniors, because sometimes our seniors have all their established credits and they're good to go, so they don't have to take 5 classes in the spring semester of their senior year. But we do need to make sure they're enrolled in at least 5 classes. Otherwise, they will not be eligible. And then all of our student athletes need to pass at least 5 classes from the fall/winter semester here. So it's real simple paperwork, enroll in 5 classes for the spring semester, and then pass 5 classes from this previous semester. Student athletes that played football, soccer, cross country, basketball, wrestling, swimming, their paperwork will suffice for the spring semester. So please don't wait on this. If any of our students do not have their paperwork by the first day of tryouts, unfortunately, that'll put them a day behind everyone else and they'll lose a day of evaluations. So please get them scheduled to get their physical done and then work on getting this paperwork turned in. I'm going to now exit the presentation and I'm going to show you the actual link for the paperwork. So if you go to the athletic website for Blue Valley West, which is BVW, excuse me, bvwestjags.com, and then you go up here and you click athlete registration, it takes you to the district page where you can now follow the instructions on how to upload your students' physical and or paperwork. There's a tutorial video there as well. So you can click on that for better instructions. And then you click on Blue Valley West once it asks you, and you can submit your paperwork. If you have any further questions about paperwork, click on Mr. Simmerman's email address, which is also right here, and he can answer those questions for you. Okay, back to the presentation. Okay, winter sports. Right now, we have winter sports that started just this week. We have boys basketball, wrestling, swimming, and bowling. Um, we highly encourage our players to participate in fall and winter sports here at Blue Valley West. And, we really, really, really encourage them to compete and learn from other coaches and work with other players in the building. So if you have questions about that, please let me know. But these are the sports that are in season and they do take priority over any of the baseball activities that I'll be mentioning to you here in just a minute. Um, Winter workout expectations. Okay. So as we move forward with the expectations for the winter, um, our expectations are that our players participate in an off-season speed and agility and strength training program. Now, there are a few options when as we discuss this. One, um, enroll in a strength and conditioning class at Blue Valley West. Several of our players are already in strength and conditioning classes. Um, if they're not in one, I would highly recommend getting into one for next semester if there's room in their schedule. That just makes it easier on them to get their workouts in during the school day throughout the week. Um, they also have the opportunity around our community to register for workouts at Top Speed, PSP3, KU Med, and then there's several other professional training organizations around the area. They're popping up all over the place. Do your research first, but Top Speed, PSP3, and KU Med have all been ones that several of our players have worked for and through over the past couple of years. And then obviously, if your player is part of a club or an academy, attend their training sessions on a consistent basis. Make sure you're just staying highly actively involved in any of the training sessions that not only they're providing, but the ones that we'll provide. And then we will provide training sessions here at Blue Valley West starting in January. I will tell you this: they will be effective, but there's not very many of them. So they cannot just do our workout and training sessions. They're going to need strength and conditioning either in a class from our school, or they're going to need to set up their own training session at one of the previous mentioned places. So those are the four options to get the winter workouts in. We don't encourage our students just to work out at home, just because one, we like the social aspect. Two, we would like for somebody to be pushing them and motivating them, and then holding them accountable. So let me know if you have questions about that. Obviously, none of this is mandatory, but it's highly encouraged to get our players and your player ready for the 2025 spring season. Our schedule. So at Blue Valley West, what we'll do is starting on January 7th, we will go Tuesdays and Thursdays before school. It'll be from 6:20 to 7:05. Those specific workouts will include dynamic stretch routine, speed and agility, aerobic and anaerobic capacity workouts, meaning we'll be doing some sprints, we'll be doing some jogging, and then we'll be doing some arm care and core workouts. So within the 45-minute time span there, that's what we'll take care of. There won't be any strength training taken care of during that time. We have that taken care of during our classes here at school. If your student athlete is not in one of those classes, then they'll have to set up a time for them to do that training on their own. Workouts always start in the weight room. Players should show up dressed in athletic shorts or pants, t-shirt, socks, and or tennis shoes. No baseball equipment is needed for those workouts. This is all simply just working out. They're run by myself and the coaches on our staff here. The workouts are free and open to all Blue Valley West students, and some of our workouts will be held outside. I will let players know ahead of time if we will be outside. Okay, moving forward, in February, we will implement year 2 of the newly passed Bicacia Arm Care program. What this is 2 times a week in February, we will have the opportunity for our pitchers to come and work on basically building up their arm strength so that they're ready to go by the start of the season. Catchers can also attend these arm care sessions, but they are only there to serve as the catcher for the pins that we'll throw. Coach Ashton does a good job setting up this plan for our pitchers. We will follow his plan and implement it starting in February. February 3rd will be our first date, but ultimately we'll go Mondays and Thursdays after school from 3 to 4. And we will be outside. If for some reason it is too cold outside, which is highly likely, then we'll go with plan B on those days, and we will go in the morning for an hour before school. So I will communicate with the players the day before each time, just so that they know if they'll be outside, or inside. Once again, this is all voluntary. It's not mandatory, but it is highly encouraged. Okay, moving forward, tryout information. Our tryouts this year will be the first week of March. So the first day of tryouts will be March 3rd, and we will finish up on that Thursday. So they have 4 solid days of tryouts, and then I sit down and meet with all of and each and every player on Friday during their class meetings. So the number of current players signed up is 78. We'll have a couple more, give or take, and we will keep somewhere in the terms below. So traditionally for varsity, it's made up of the top 15 to 18 players in our program, grades 9 through 12. We're not stuck at those numbers, or those aren't finalized numbers, but that's just an average of what we've kept over the past 6 years here. So with JV, typically we have 12 to 15 players. Those are our best juniors, sophomores, and freshmen that are not on varsity. Those players are getting ready to play varsity, and or they're our top backups for varsity. We will not let seniors play JV, so please understand that. Our C team is typically made up of 12 to 15 players. It's made up of freshmen and sophomores. Um, Typically, those players are the backups and/or they're getting ready to be in place of the JV players or the backups for varsity. Our D team is all freshmen. We'll keep a little bit more players for this team, um, but typically we keep 15 to 18 players for the D team, and it's solely made up of just freshmen. Okay, as you prepare for the spring season, as you know, baseball is a high demand sport. There's several pieces of equipment that players have to have, several pieces of their uniform. What we need players to, between now and the first day of the season, take care of on their own. They need to get a black batting helmet, preferably Rawlings or Evo Shield. Those are our preferred brands, but obviously any brand will work as long as the helmet is black. We provide the decals and the numbers for the helmet, so they're good on that. We do ask our players to provide their own game pants. Um, White game pants for home games with red piping down the side, preferably Nike, but not mandatory. Gray game pants for road games with red piping down the side, preferably Nike, but not mandatory. And then they need to have a bat, glove, catching gear, etc. Cleats, no metal cleats, please. With the amount of games that we play on synthetic turf, and most of those surfaces not allowing us to use metal, I just highly encourage players to get the molded cleats instead of the metal. Anytime they play on dirt fields or natural grass fields, they are allowed to wear metal spikes, but there's not many games left that we actually play on natural surfaces. So I would just have them get molded cleats, preferably black or white, please. No specific colors that stand out and draw attention to your player. Turf shoes, they need to have those for training purposes, indoor purposes, and of course on synthetic turf fields where um, the mounds are a little bit slippery or they can't wear their cleats, then we need to have those turf shoes, preferably black or white, please. Practice pants, they need to have some sort of white or gray practice pants. Brand doesn't matter. Piping doesn't matter. I do have extra pairs if players do need them, so they can come see me if they need practice pants. And then, of course, being a public program, if any of these items your player is missing and they need help with them, please have them come see me, and I can certainly do my best to help take care of them. We will also have another BSN team store starting in January where you can order items, mostly Nike and the BSN brand for the items mentioned above, and those items will be in before the season starts. Please understand that some of you who are not 100% sure if your player will make the team or not, you can certainly wait on ordering or purchasing any of these items until you're sure your player has made the team. Okay, moving forward, community service is a big part of our program and something that we encourage our players to do. Each year, I recommend to our players to get at least 10 hours of community service between now and the start of the season. I have log sheets that I will hand out to the players so they can log their hours. Um, Different ways that they can get community service are listed below here. We got tutoring, volunteer work at your church, local nursing home, VFW, community center, United Way, Red Cross, the Y, etc. You can also spend some time working with younger athletes via lessons, officiating, helping coach, etc. Community projects such as snow removal, yard work, Habitat for Humanity, and other work projects like that. And then, of course, donations to organizations such as Children's Mercy, Toys for Tots, Harvesters, etc. Um, as we move forward, every year we do a program, community service project during the wintertime. My first 3 years here, we did Toys for Tots. We collected toys and donated those to the Marines program for Toys for Tots. The last couple years, we have done a virtual toy drive for Children's Mercy, and this year we're going to do something a little bit more closer to home. Um, we are going to participate in the Nolan Davidson Champions Run. So I've sent information out in the email already. I've also text the information to your players. Uh, Basically, on December 7th, I believe it is, we're all going to participate as a baseball program in the 1 mile walk at Children's Mercy Park over in KCK. Um, I would like for parents to join in, have all our players join in. It goes to a great cause. You can read more about it on the website. I will send that information out once again. Right now, out of the 78 players in our program that are planning to try out, we only have 13 signed up. So I'd really like to get closer to at least 50, and have everybody do their best to help participate in this event and help give back during the holiday season. So if you have questions about that, please let me know. We do also have some families that have signed up to participate on the walk run, so we appreciate you as well. Okay, communication. Take a screenshot of this screen. Also, I will email this out to you, but here's a list of our coaching staff and their email addresses. You also have my cell phone number there if you need to contact me. You also have the social media websites, or excuse me, links there that we use. You have our team website, which is bluevalleywestbaseball.com. You have the school website, which I showed you a little bit earlier, where you can find the link for the paperwork packet, but bvwestjags.com. And then you also have the social media, Twitter/X, follow there, which is BVW Baseball 31. So those are our communication, our forms of communication. Uh, Feel free to email me or text or call me anytime you have any questions. If you have specific questions for the other coaches there, please feel free to go ahead and contact them. But for the most part, they're going to defer you back to me. So if you would like to have an email address added to our current distribution list, please email me with that address so that I can get it updated. Also, if you have any questions, please email me anytime and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If for some reason you don't hear back within a day or two, go ahead and send me another email because I forgot or I missed it. We really appreciate all your support. Before I go, I do want to make sure that you see a couple of the links here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. And I'm going to share with you once again. Here's our program website, and on here, a couple of important tabs for you to look at. You have the varsity schedule tab, which is this year's schedule is already posted. Okay, you have the JV schedule, which is this year's schedule is posted. The C team schedule, which is posted. You have the D team schedule, which is posted. And then you have some information about our coaches and our bios. If you want to check us out, everything about us. You have the alumni, basically all of the players that I've been able to do research on that have played for me and or played in the program before. You can look on here and check out how they're doing and where they're playing at. Program history gives a little bit of detail of each season with records, results, and some awards that some of our players have won. So you can see that on there as well. Jaguars and the pros, a history of that, which is pretty cool. We had a lot of guys drafted. And then most recently, obviously, the Lovich brothers. So pretty cool deal. And then EKL standings, and then pay attention to the spring break schedule. This is out on a yearly basis, so I try to update this as quick as possible. It's real similar each year, but just so you're aware and you can plan for spring break, all that information is right here on the website. So with that said, there's a quick look at the Nolan Davidson Champions Run. I will share that link with you once again. If you have individual questions, please feel free to reach out to me, especially the freshman parents. There's always a lot going on. If you have questions for me, just please feel free to ask. So with that said, I really appreciate your time and everything that you're going to do for our program. So moving forward, enjoy the rest of your week and have a great night. Thank you.